Charlie Kramer, our artist in residence. We're going to turn the bema over to you.
Hi. It's nice to be with you all. I haven't had a chance to meet every single one of you yet, but every person that I have met at this synagogue has been kind and welcoming and has just kind of reminded me of home. So that's not a part of what I'm going to talk about, but I just want to say thank you for that. And I don't always say that, really. I actually really mean that. I do not always say that, but in this moment, I really do mean it, so thank you. As you can tell, this is a cane. It is not a walking cane. It's not nunchucks. I've been asked that a few times before. I've also been asked when I had a red and white one if I was holding dynamite on the side of my leg, as I normally have a clip here. It's none of those things. This is my blind cane. Now, specifically, this is my suit and tie blind cane that I keep for nice occasions. The wood handle is not necessarily the most, I don't know, it's just not the easiest to use all the time, but it looks good. So you may have heard about it just leading up to the weekend, but for some of you who just showed up for the first time, you saw me playing guitar, you saw me looking at my iPad, maybe you saw me looking at Cantor or Rabbi, or maybe even we made eye contact at one point. All of those things are true at the same time. I'm blind and I saw those things. That confuses a lot of people. And it also can create a lot of fear. I think it's important to talk about fear. Not just the fear that other people have of us. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about our own fear. I'm going to tell you a little bit about mine. So when I was 5 years old, I was diagnosed with something called retinitis pigmentosa. It's very fun to say. Everyone say retinitis. Say pigmentosa. Great. Now, instead of saying that, you can just say RP, okay? It's a lot easier, but the other one's more fun. So that's something that runs in my family. My mom has it. My sister has it. I have it. And it goes all the way up my family tree to the point where we can't even trace where it began. Centuries. Really wild. Now, I thought that was normal. I thought everyone who had RP or any type of disease or disability, they could trace it forever and their whole family had it. It's actually not true. Now, in some cases, what having RP in my family taught me was that being different is normal because all of us have this thing. But it also taught me some things that I've had to unlearn. And one of them is fear. The biggest one is the fear of what people think about me. Now, I don't care if you're blind, if you have any other type of disability, or if you're just a human being. You have felt that fear before. The fear of what other people think about you. That fear caused me to not want to share or talk about my blindness ever, because the people in my family learned how to assimilate. Right? They came over from Europe. They had this disability, and at that time, it wasn't safe to talk about being disabled. So through our generations, no fault to them. I don't hold it against them at all. We were taught to hide our blindness. Don't talk about it. Hold on to someone's arm. Don't use a cane. Now, those words were never spoken to me, but I saw them. I saw them everywhere. And it made me afraid to let people know who I truly am. And it also made me afraid to be honest with myself about who I truly am. And through the influence of people before me, like my mom and my sister, and also just the blind community that I found around me, and the disabled community I found around me, and rabbis at my synagogue who were openly gay and lesbian and talked about it, shared, I'm different and it's normal. what that taught me was that hiding this aspect of myself is not only a disservice to me, but it's possibly a disservice to the world. One of the ways that I like to exemplify that is bumping into people. I bump into a lot of people, okay? It's like one of my superpowers. Now, when I bump into someone and I'm not using my cane, what's the reaction? Oh my, what's this guy do? Watch where you're going. Like they turn into a New Yorker. I'm walking you, That whole thing comes out. And I've had things said to me like, you need to get new glasses. Why don't you look where you're going? I can't look where I'm going, right? That's the whole point. What happens when I run into them and I'm using my cane? They automatically know it was their fault. I don't have any control over it. Now, even though I do see a little bit, I only have 4% of my vision remaining. Even though I see a little bit, I can't control what I see and when I see it. It's a disability. I don't have the ability to see it. And that's what this signifies. And it tells people that. But it also tells me that there's a stair right here. It makes me feel grounded. It makes me feel confident. It makes me feel comfortable. And I had to unlearn that fear because I had a belief system that hiding who I was, or if people found out about my blindness, it would make my life worse. And what I found to be true is the exact opposite. That when people know who I am and it comes from a place of honesty and confidence and self-love, they respect me more. That may be one of the most powerful lessons I've ever learned in my life, because truly, wanting people to respect you and see you is a beautiful thing. It's a moment and a feeling that we all love when we receive it. That's why we're here. That's why we're in community, because we want to be seen. We want to be loved. It matters. So let me teach you a little bit about what I see, okay? I gotta fold up my cane first. Please hold. All right, now I want you to take both your hands, put them up in the air like this. You're doing great so far. Really good job. Okay, so now you're gonna take your hands and turn them into little straw-sized holes. Now, this is not a straw, okay? I don't know who's drinking soda out of a straw that big. It's probably not very efficient. Okay, a real straw. Put them both over your eyes. And now just take a look around the room. Right? That is probably the best description that you can get. Now that closes in over time. It was not like that when I was younger. It's gotten worse over time. And I also have floaters and blurriness and cataracts, and I'm super sensitive to the light, and I'm completely blind at night. Now, a lot of times when I tell people that, the first thing they say are 3 words. What do you think the 3 words are? Well, sometimes that happens. I don't know if you are or not. But blindness is not something that I would compare. A lot of people would say, oh, yeah, when I take off my glasses, I'm blind too. I'm like, it's not really the same, okay, at all, right? Not the same. Because you have something that can fix your blindness. I don't. The glasses, number 1, fashion statement. I really like the way they look. Number 2, it clears up a little blurriness, but I'm talking a little bit. It just makes my eyes feel more stable. And they're sunglasses. They turn into sunglasses. Okay? No, they say 3 words. The first word they say is I'm. Then they say so, sorry. And in my head, I go, Arr. I get frustrated by that. That's my initial reaction. I've learned to calm that down over time, because what I've learned is that this person has good intentions, but they don't know that blindness isn't always a bad thing. They're coming from their perspective, and they think I need sympathy. However, have I expressed any need for sympathy by saying I am blind? No, I'm stating a fact. Would you say, when someone says, oh, I happen to be gay, would you go, oh, I'm so sorry? Oh my gosh. No, you would never do that. Blindness is part of my identity, and I actually wouldn't change it. I love being blind. It's taught me so many things. If somebody said, here's a magic pill, you can see everything in the world, I'd say, no thanks, because I don't want to relearn how to live my life. I'm grateful for the lessons that I lived. It may not be a lesson that everyone needs to learn, but I'm grateful as a part of my life, and it is a part of my life. So I want you to walk away being curious. I don't want you to think I just gave you all the answers for every disabled person that you ever meet. But I do want you to walk away going, I wonder if I used to think that being disabled was terrible. I wonder if they are actually happy. I wonder what their perspective is. And then listen to it. And I want to share a little bit more of my perspective with you. And we're going to do it through song, because songs are great. So I'm going to teach you part of it. The song is called Vision. And it's not really about my eyesight vision. It's more about the vision that I have for myself, that I have for the world. Tell me if I'm going to fall off the steps. I think I'm doing okay. Tried to trace it out. Okay. Now, what I want you to know is that the story that I just told you is kind of like an introduction, the curiosity. If you're not coming tomorrow night to Singing in the Dark, change your plans. I want you to come. Learn through experience, not just through my words or your curiosity, about how closing your eyes, taking your vision away, could actually be a really beautiful thing. That's all I'm going to say. Let's sing a song, okay? Part of the song I want you to sing, your part, it goes like this. I've got a vision, whoa, whoa, whoa. I've got a vision, whoa, whoa, whoa. Sing it out nice and loud, come on. I've got a vision, whoa, whoa, nice. Whoa. One more time, I've got a vision, whoa, whoa, nice. Whoa. Okay, this next part, I'm just going to start singing. If you feel like you want to mumble along and try it with me, just do it, all right? I don't care. And when we get to that part, I want you to sing about your vision, not about mine. It goes like this. There are times I don't have sight, but I've got vision. I don't mind. I can't see 'cause I will listen. With my heart, with my soul, and with my spirit. In this darkness I will find everything I thought I'm missing. Here comes their part. I've got a vision, whoa, whoa. Sing it out, come on. Whoa, sounding good. I've got a vision, whoa, whoa, whoa. Nice job. There are things I forget are always with me. Like my mind and the strength within my being. There are blessings when I face what I am feeling. I don't let what I see decide what I know and what I'm blind to. I've got a vision. Whoa, whoa, nice. Whoa, I've got a vision. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Next part sounds like this. I've got everything I've dreamed of, 'cause everything I've seen is just right in front of me. I've got everything. I've got everything I've dreamed of, 'cause everything I've seen is just right inside of me. I've got everything I've dreamed of, 'cause everything I've seen is just right in front of me. I've got everything I've dreamed of, 'cause everything I've seen is just right inside of me. I've got a vision. 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 Shabbat shalom.